Last year, Google's best robot couldn't reach across a table. That was it. But this month, the same model can hear you say, put the watering can on the bottom shelf, can walk across a room, pick it up, and put it there. That is Gemini Robotics 2, and I want to dive into 3 things that actually matter in this brand new update. This video today is brought to you by Granola, my go-to meeting tool. Check it out in the link in the description for better AI meeting notes. Well, this guy right here is called Apollo 2, and he works off something called VLA. That stands for Vision, Language, Action Model. And essentially, it's a model that allows it to see and allows it to produce output. And it basically runs this whole system. So the first major update, and probably the headline update, is whole body control. And you're probably wondering, okay, this is probably something this robot should have had a long time ago. Well, previously it had locomotion, manipulation, but they were systems that were separately bolted together, whereas this brand new structure, and Apollo here, has walking, crouching, stretching, and manipulation, but as one continuous behavior. So for example, if it hears an instruction like walk to the table, pick something up, and it's bringing those two things cohesively together. The next major update, and the one that impressed me quite a lot, was the dexterity jump. So this drives a 5-fingered 22 degree of freedom hand, and it can do so much more now. I talked about the ability to unscrew a light bulb. It can now do that, but also smaller things and more dexterous things, like being able to tie a bin shut, which is incredibly hard, and maybe even can do shoelaces and things like that in the future. But that's a huge update, and it does take a lot of dexterity to do these type of tasks. The third and final big update is that it can work together as a team. So one of the amazing things is that it's got a separate reasoning model that sits on top that allows it to plan tasks and go through hundreds of decisions, but it can now collaborate with other robots. So if you're working on a shared task, one robot's good at another robot's good at another type of task, it can work together with that robot to get the cohesive action done. Now, some important things as we move on. DeepMind have admitted that the movement speed still needs working on. The VLA and the on-device models are in early access and for partners only. They're still very, very much in testing phase, but what I thought was quite impressive is they have 3 distinct models for this. They're not just shipping like one huge AI model. What they're doing here is 3 separate models. The first is the VLA, which I mentioned. It translates what it sees and hears into, motor control. But there's 2 other ones. There's ER2, which is a reasoning model. It's a high-level brain for multi-step planning and talks to humans. And the next one is an on-device 2, which is more of a highly efficient localized model, which is optimized for obviously no internet support. And these type of on-device models are crazy because obviously then it can be built around all the context around your situation and obviously not be connected to the internet to reduce that stress for you. Anyway, these Gemini Robotics 2 updates are pretty impressive. And if you want to see some of the videos, I'll include them in the link in the description. Thanks so much for stopping by in this video, and hopefully it gave you an idea of what Google are baking up in their robotics department. Thanks so much. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you soon.